Hey friends, it's Neil here from Post to Post. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you guys are having a good one. It's the end of the day. It's late here. I wasn't even going to talk about this until tomorrow at the earliest, or Friday or Saturday. I've got a really busy schedule coming up for the next 2 days for me, so I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to talk about this until the weekend. But I'm not tired. It's pretty late here. It's just after 11 my time, and I'm not tired. I can't sleep. I feel like I need to talk about this because this is my team. It's my Montreal Canadiens last season. Cinderella run, went to the Cup. Honestly, never thought I'd see that in my lifetime. Technically they've won the Cup twice since I've been alive, but I was little. I don't really remember that at all. The Canadiens aren't really a team recently to go to the finals, but they did, and it was awesome. And then this season hits. Has a team ever gone to the Stanley Cup finals and then the following year been literally the worst team in basically every category? Has that ever happened before? Because it's happening this year. The Montreal Canadiens are terrible this year in essentially every single category. They're on a massive losing streak. The team isn't responding in basically, any area of the ice. But there's things that are outside of the control of the Canadiens organization, the teammates, the players or whatever, the roster, and obviously the coaches. There's the Carey Price situation where, he hasn't played this year. There's the injuries that have taken place, and not even injuries that happened this season, but, Shea Weber never even played a game this season. He's essentially on pre-retirement. But it's a team that is struggling on so many fronts, some controllable, some not. And I just don't think that even if there weren't injuries and they had the roster there, they just wouldn't be responding to Ducharme. And it was just time for him to go. So while I don't blame him 100%, and he's gotten a lot of heat, most of it deserved, I think. I don't like a lot of the decisions that he's made, but I respect the grind that he's been through. He's been through a lot this season with the Canadiens, and some people hate him, absolutely hate him. I definitely don't hate him, but it was time for him to go. He made, I think, too many mistakes. He was a little bit stubborn, and I think that was Claude Julien's mistake as well. Really, really stubborn coach. The willingness was there for some players and not for others. It was like almost he was punishing certain players in certain situations, and that stubbornness, to me, doesn't help young players develop. So that always concerned me from basically week one when I saw him coach. So glad he's gone, but respect the grind. Hope he finds another position. Hope he moves on and has success. He's got a lot of potential, that's for sure. Now, Montreal Canadiens have hired Martin St. Louis, Hall of Famer Martin St. Louis, the littlest, most successful player in the NHL. If we're talking about success and size or little size, there's no one else I think of than Martin St. Louis. He just has this resilience about him. It didn't matter how tall he was. I don't even know how tall he is, 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", something like that. Didn't really matter to him. And it didn't really matter to anyone else. He was able to prove that not only could he play the game, and not only could he excel in the game, but earn the respect from players regardless of size, lead teams, and be just generally respected by other opposing players as well on other teams. Very likable guy around the league for so many years during his time and during his career, and then after his career as well. Very respected by fan bases as well. Just a really good person. So I think he's very understanding. He has what it takes to win. He has what it takes to get past the adversity, and he likes a challenge, I think. But he's also extremely understanding. So I think that kind of mix would be really good for the Montreal Canadiens right now. And he's the interim coach, so it's going to be for the rest of the season. I don't know beyond that. And I think that's a good play for the Montreal Canadiens as well. Very low risk. It can't get any worse. It literally cannot get worse. So there's no risk, okay? There's no risk whatsoever for the Canadiens. But what kind of experience does he have? Basically none. I think he was coaching Pee Wee. That's not a joke. He was coaching Pee Wee prior to this. So there's not a lot of experience there. But that experience isn't always the most important thing. Sometimes character is the most important thing. And when I think of character and I think of coaches without experience, there's one specific name that comes to mind. Brendan Moore. Now, Brendan Moore, he had definitely more experience in the world of the NHL and hockey than Martin St. Louis does. I believe Brendan Moore spent at least 1 year, probably a couple, in hockey ops and other roles and stuff. So he was exposed to a lot of that, where Martin St. Louis does not have the same level of experience that Brendan Moore had But hey, he was inexperienced in general compared to a lot of people, and he's had major success with the Carolina Hurricanes. And I think it's not because he's an amazing, like, traditional coach in the NHL. We all know that he's not. But he's got this character. He has so much character, and he just gets respect. He doesn't have to earn respect. He respects you so easily and so in such an agreeable way. I can't really describe it, that it becomes so natural to respect him because he's such a understanding guy. And I kind of see Martin St. Louis like that as well. I think it's going to be very easy for players and staff to respect him because I don't think he's going to be that traditional coach. I think he's going to be maybe a little bit more modern and just understanding, I guess. I'm having trouble finding the right words, but I'm excited to see what happens. And not necessarily in the sense that, Montreal Canadiens are going to go on this wild run and get, win 15 games in a row and just, that's not going to happen. I selfishly want Montreal to continue losing so they get a high draft pick. Statistically, it should happen. But I still kind of want to see Martin St. Louis have success. You can't root against him. Like, that's just the type of guy he is, like Brind'Amour. You like him too much. He's too likable. I can't root against Martin St. Louis. I've heard other fans from other teams and other fan bases say that as well. So obviously a very likable guy and a good fresh start for the Montreal Canadiens. And I think for some of the roster players as well, I think there was some heads butting together, maybe specifically Petrie and Ducharme. But yeah, I approve the firing, and I wish the best for Martin St. Louis. And obviously I want my Montreal Canadiens to do good next year. So, if Martin St. Louis does have a pretty good run, or at least an improved run here in the end of the season for the Canadiens, maybe they give him a shot next year, or maybe longer, and things look good for the Montreal Canadiens. It's a really interesting organization because it's in shambles right now. And things are going to be much different next year, I think, especially the pandemic essentially ending and becoming an endemic, and hopefully the NHL going back to 100% complete normality. Cross your fingers. I'm really hoping for it. But yeah, so Canadiens doing some business. I'm going to film another video right after this because I want to talk about the Brad Marchand situation and him getting suspended. And then also, obviously, Tuukka Rask with the announcement that he's going to be retiring. So I'm going to film that next, but you're not going to see that until tomorrow morning. And I'm going to release this video super late, actually. So you may not even see this video until tomorrow. So if that is the case, then I guess the Boston video will be coming later today for you. Regardless, hope you can check out that video. I'd really appreciate that. If you're new, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below. And yeah, have a great night, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Adios.